welcome to Tea Time with Tamar. I'm your host, Tamar Gladden, and I'm sitting here with LaTania Chisholm.
Hi!
So, in this show, Tea Time with Tamar, I'll be speaking with various members of the community around Maryland, just sharing the wonderful things that are going on around town. For today's show, we are currently drinking some very delicious tea from Cuples Tea House.
It is very delicious.
Yes, this is lavender peach rose tea.
Yes, it is very floral, and you can taste every herb that's in it, so it's very good.
Yes.
And I have it with this nice ginger syrup, and it's giving it a great taste.
Yes,
so, thank you, Couples.
Absolutely. The lavender peach tea has the dragon, passion fruit, pineapple, lavender, hibiscus, and it has no caffeine. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, especially when it steeps nice and long. So we're going to be sipping on this tea. Oh, that is delicious. Yeah.
I told you, it's very good.
Yeah. Awesome.
Very good.
All right. So, hi, LaTania. How you doing?
Hi, Tamar.
Okay, so I've known LaTania for a long time.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself as a community leader.
Okay. So, my name is LaTania Chisholm. I am the CEO and founder of Jamii Leadership Incorporated. We are a youth, family, and community services organization. We provide wellness services that cover the 8 pillars of wellness in the community, and that is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, emotional. There's 2 more. Occupational and intellectual. Did I say intellectual already?
I don't believe so.
Okay. So yeah, it covers the 8 pillars of wellness, and that just involves everything that you need to live, thrive, and be well. So we provide education resource services. We provide transportation services for school and work. We also provide youth out of school time programs. We provide intergenerational programming. We collaborate with many community members and businesses and organizations to expand our reach and continue to provide the services that we provide.
That's amazing. How would you explain the work you do with, I guess, the community work that you do with other organizations, like pairing up with them, teaming up with other nonprofits? What does that look like?
So Jamii in Swahili means community. So we're a community leadership organization. So we build our systems around collaborations. Never competitions, always collaborations, because it is in my belief, in the Tanzanian proverb, that many hands make light work. And I can't do it by myself, and a lot of nonprofits and other organizations, nobody can do it by themselves because it's such large work to be done. So if we're all doing it in collaboration, if we're all in alignment and we're all in collaboration, then the work is easy, right?
That's amazing, yes.
So we've been involved in a number of community projects. Children's Veg Festivals this year. We did that in collaboration with Diva Yogi, Michelle Stafford, Brown Girl Wellness, Black Veg Society, the Land of Kush, and Black People Ride Bikes, alongside Baltimore City Recs and Parks. So that was a huge festival this year. Our healing, our wellness services, which is under New Light Herbal Healing, we were part of the Baltimore Rhythm Festival, where we vended our healing products and apothecary wellness needs to help families, teach families how to heal themselves,
What would that healing look like?
Anywhere from holistic health, we teach herbal healing, how to make elderberry syrup and things like that. But also just self-care, yoga. The yoga piece is a big part of it. Intergenerational yoga, that's a big piece of wellness. Getting proper education resource services necessary or geared towards the family's needs, not specifically just the child, because you don't never really just deal with the child's needs. You also deal with the family's needs. So
Yeah, honestly, yeah, I'm really kind of in awe at the outreach and openness of everyone involved, honestly, for a person to say, hey, I'm in need of extra items for my household, or I'm in need of support for my children, they're not doing so well. It's amazing to see Jamii work with other organizations to kind of step up and provide things as needed through whatever means they have. And I find that rather interesting as well. By the way, also, I've noticed that there's a number of nonprofits involved. Kind of like I forget what you call it, but when all we get together and kind of mix and mingle.
There's a network, a gathering of sorts. Like, it's a number of, it's all the same thing. Like, everybody is, working towards the same mission of, wellness and making a healthy Baltimore. Just healthy families in general, and so the more of us, the better, and then different ones are doing different things, so you just have to make it align for your specific organizations and your needs. But we all out here in the same fight.
Absolutely.
We all out here in the same fight. The frustrations are a lot more than just the things that you can see. It's a whole lot of things that you can't see. You know what I mean? So if frustrations are, hunger or whatever you're dealing with at home, then all of that just shows up in different ways in different children. Or, people,
Absolutely.
People, adults.
Yeah, that's true. Just knowing how to interact with one another.
Yeah. And,
right?
A lot of the wellness that we teach is, so that people can understand the nutrition and how the things that you put in your body affect your body and affect your, your brain, your mental health, your organs and things like that. So and how all of that plays out in behavior. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So
speaking of which, let's take a sidebar real quick. I'm curious to know more about New Light. What is New Light, and how does it help the community? So
New Light Herbal Healing is my holistic wellness business. And I provide apothecary needs, tonics, teas, tinctures, salves, balms, to help support your healing needs, right? So outside of what I sell in products, I teach people how to make the stuff that I make, you know what I mean, so that they can learn how to make it for themselves and have family wellness, and send you to a herbal store, and you go to a herbal store and you just know things that you need to just know, you know what I mean, as families. But I got into it because I had gestational hypertension from my twins, and it well into my 20s. And then, they want to give you blood pressure medicine. That wasn't really helping me. It was harming me. And then, 2 pills lead to 6 pills. And it's just I was 20 something, so I wasn't going to deal with it. But either way.
It's a common story that I've noticed, especially in Black families, how just take this one pill, turns out to say, okay, now all of a sudden you're taking 6, and then make sure to take this in the morning and then the afternoon. There's so many drugs that are in your body, can't be positive. Yeah, it's a lot, and your body becomes dependent on those things. Instead of learning how to heal yourself naturally, learning how your body functions, and learning what your body needs in order to heal itself. Your body will tell you all the time, but a lot of us just ignore the knee pain, the back pain, the whatever pain, and not really get to the root of it. If you're just taking medicine, you're just masking it. You're not really fixing, the issue. So you just have to address the root problem, and then move on to the healing portion. But that's my purpose in New Light, is to teach people. Our community, eat down the children. Children can learn too. Children can definitely learn. We teach herbalism to the children too, because they know, what echinacea does for you. They know what mullein does for you. They know what, dandelion does for you. They know that they can go out and pick red clover out the grass, what it's good for. So if you teach it to them young, these are things that should follow them. And as adults, they should know how to heal themselves as adults. So it's hard to bring adults around.
but it's easy to teach children.
No, I understand that. I can understand that. So, absolutely.
You know, adults, we be set in our ways.
Yeah. So say if there's a cold going around the family, you know, like what is one thing you could do for a family that just has like a mild cold or cough happening?
So for in the house, like if you don't have access to herbs, you can do honey, ginger, garlic, lemon, agave, thyme. Thyme is a kitchen spice. That's good for you. Cayenne pepper is good for you. Pineapples is good for you. Bromelain, it brings out and it's expectorant for coughs. It's really good for that. Any citrus fruits and things like that. Lemons and lime to help alkalize the body. Cucumbers to hydrate your body. You need nutrient-rich water. That's what you need in order for your body to stay properly hydrated. If you drink a whole lot of water all the time, water can dehydrate you because you're peeing out all your nutrients. You're not replacing them. Okay. You're not replacing them as fast as you're peeing them out. Nutrient-rich water, cucumbers. Drink your hydration. Yeah. Drink your, with your vegetables and your fruit, juice them. Even if you can't juice them, you can blend them and, still drink them like that. But you need to, those are like staples that you can find in the market. You can use Snap. You know what I mean? You can get most of these things in produce boxes from the different farms around the city. Okay. You can go to Plantation Park Heights Urban Farm, and they have herbs, fresh herbs there that the community can harvest. So there's access. To food and things like that for what we need for healing. People just have to know where to go.
Understood.
And so, that's what we for. If you don't know where to go, we can send you.
No, that's amazing. Yeah. All right. So you listed a lot of things that someone could have like around the house to keep their household healthy overall. But what if they do have access to herbs or could get something specific that may be supportive for them? What kind of herbs would you recommend? Just for some general wellness.
General wellness, mullein leaf is general wellness. Red clover is general wellness. Alfalfa is general wellness. Again, like thyme, that's just, you can find it in the kitchen. It's great. Basil is great. All of these, rosemary is great. Like these are herbs that you can just, they're easily accessible. You can get them in from anywhere. And whether it's a regular market or international market or an apothecary wellness store, like you can pretty much keep yourself well and out of a doctor's office.
All right.
You can.
Sounds great.
Yourself and your children, like, it is about what we eat. It is about how you live. You know what I'm saying?
Well, can you speak more on that? So when it comes to someone's diet, if you want to make better decisions, and not necessarily take a diet, but try to make wiser decisions when it comes to improving your health, what kind of things would you suggest?
I would suggest,
I guess, overall nutrition.
In overall nutrition, I listen to my own body. I don't do fads. I couldn't say I'm doing keto and all of that stuff. I do what make my body feel good. Because then, like, you really do get caught up. They'll tell you not to eat spinach because of this and don't eat kale because of that. And this got lectins and that got, like, listen. It's so frustrating because, like, people really just have to, like, really, you are your first doctor. Listen to your body. And when you need that guidance, like, go seek that guidance, but do not get caught up in every fad, everything because it worked for somebody else and they didn't drink the blue juice and the blue juice made them lose belly fat and like, it's a lot. That's a lot for a person to have to digest. You know what I mean? When you trying to just figure out your own body type and you just want to lose weight and you see all these things happening and all of that stuff, but like you really just have to slow down, listen to your body and figure out what it is, and then like don't beat yourself up if you backslide.
That's important.
Just get back on the boat.
That's important. Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Just get back on. Like don't if you're gonna fast and you said you were gonna fast for the whole day and you only made it 8 hours, well, you fasted. You know what I mean? You gave your digestive system a chance to rest. You know what I mean? If you are eating properly, you shouldn't eat past a certain time because your organs start to work at a certain time. Your body needs rest. So when it's time for your body to rest and your organs start working, your body is supposed to rest so your organs can work and do what they're supposed to do. But like you can't get caught up. You know what I mean? You don't get caught up in everything. It's 1,000,001 people out here giving advice. You know what I mean? It's 1,000,001 healers and advisors and naturopaths and traditional herbalists and whatever else. But like again, first you are your own first doctor.
Understood. Yeah.
Listen to your body first, and then go seek some safe guidance. Safe medical guidance.
Yes. I tried, like, in the sense of trying to find, like, not necessarily looking for a diet, but looking for a way to kind of, like, lose a few pounds here and there. And there's just so many suggestions. You should try this, you should try that. Oh, well, try these vitamins for such a price. Try this method for such a price. Sometimes you just need to slow down and kind of...
You do. Like I'm telling you, like the vitamins, stick with the vitamins that you need. You know what I mean? Your basics, the things that you need, magnesium, selenium, vitamin C, all your Bs, your vitamin E, J, the things that you need. Look up the vitamins that your organs. Google is free. Look it up. Find out, which vitamins, for which organs. Start looking into reflexology, start looking into, things like that and find out which, organs, when you touch certain parts of your hands, affect whatever part of your organ. Like, do that kind of stuff to help yourself. Like, those are things that you can do that are free that you can help yourself to start that healing process. But getting caught up in... Because then you're going to backslide. You're going to go eat the chicken again. Because somebody was like, oh, they said that if we don't eat meat, then we're going to lose muscle mass and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, all right.
No,
I'm telling you.
Patience, huh?
Like patience with yourself, though. Like patience with yourself. Show yourself some grace.
Absolutely.
Be easy with yourself when you backslide. Be easy with yourself when you don't backslide, because it's a day-to-day thing. You know what I mean? It's a day-to-day, and you can't help it because everything is right there. Like everything, all of the commercials with all the good food, and all of the social medias with all of the good food, and everybody, mama them who can cook the real good food, including Miss Tanya, who cook all the bad, good macaroni and cheese and all that stuff. Like it's all there. It's all there. And it's about discipline, control, and learning how to push yourself away from the things that are hurting your body.
Oh, I can see that.
Sugar sitting your joints. You know what I mean? You people know what sugar do to them. And they just like...
Can't all be good.
They like, give it to me. I want it.
That's all they are. Let me refill your cup here.
You're like, I want it in here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
But like, it's about discipline and control. Eating the healthy sugars. Eat the good sugars. Teaching about the good sugar. You know what I mean? Natural sugars.
Yeah.
Things that... it's not going to have the same effect as sugar because it's not as addictive. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's satisfying, I think.
No, yeah.
I think.
I would say that is one thing. Just trying to transition from what's popular or what's common. That's another thing.
I'm telling you.
Like when I look at what my children go through, like there was a time where I was in charge of what they eat, and I still kind of am. But they started going to school and interacting with friends, and next thing you know, they're coming home with all these special candies and that are super cheap and super fast, and the different colored mouths with the dye here and dye there. And I'm like, what are you eating? Like, how much did you have?
Yep.
Like,
pupils all dilated. They just look wild in the eyes. You be like, who baby is this?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What is going on?
I'm telling you. And you know, you try to teach the children, and it's hard when the commercials are saying otherwise. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when there's Sonic candy and you know, my favorite character cereal and my favorite character on a juice bottle, and it's hard. Even like
I believe it.
Even when you try to show them the healthier version and doesn't say Fruit Loops, it might say natural fruity O's or something.
Yeah.
But the kids is just like,
no, I want that one with the cartoon.
Give me the dye.
Yeah.
I want the same blue 40s that I've been eating.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because this blueberry is not gonna dye my mouth. It's not gonna give me. It's not gonna give me the wild eyes. I want the wild crazy. Give it here.
That's all the baby says.
I'm telling you, but it's like it's in all of the food. It's not. I mean, it ain't just the children.
Yeah.
When the adults are wild eyed, they just think that, oh, I'm having a whatever day. Like, no, you high off the
off
the high fructose corn syrup too. Yeah. You just came up and you crashed too because your high fructose came down. Like, come on.
Let's talk about JLI and also JLA. So you mentioned, so we spoke about New Light as the company of wellness and nutrition. But when it comes to Jamii Leadership, what does Jamii Leadership serve, and what is JLA? What does that stand for?
JLA stands for Jamii Leadership Academy, and that is our homeschool collective and education resource program. So the homeschool collective is a collective of parents who get together and we provide each other's children with the different skill sets that we have.
Okay.
So we have a parent who teaches geography, writing and reading, ELA. Then we have Teacher Tamar.
Yes, Teacher Tamar.
Who helps me create the lesson plans and different programs and education resources that we like to add to JLA, the scholars schedule that we feel like it's important for them to have, well-rounded education. We call in different educators for different workshops, for art, for education through music, mental health services, mentorship. So we call in different community members for those things as well. We have a parent who is our resident chef. Her children comes in and learn. She's our resident chef. So everybody does something. So, again, it's a community leadership program where all community members, the family is involved, the parents are involved, local businesses and artists are involved to give our scholars a well-rounded, education, and to support the parents and what they're providing their children, because we are offering alongside our parents what they're already doing. You know what I mean? So we're just, we're adding different programs. Like we have horseback riding. One of our partners provide horseback riding lessons for our children at Johnny Cake Farm. Yep. So we have our kids take swim lessons. That was through a partnership with Baltimore City Recs and Parks. Theater class, we provided theater classes, and then our children put on a play. So just the different things that the children ask for, the parents ask for, the families ask for, the community asks for, in addition to what the parents are already doing with their children. And we help them build their portfolios, and just, be ready for what it is that, whatever the Baltimore City homeschool office is asking for.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's another aspect that I was interested in. One thing I could say about the homeschool collective is that we make sure the kids get out into the community and actually have fun through all the field trips and partnerships, just getting to know different parts of Baltimore and beyond that.
Yeah, and make sure that they travel. So travel is a big part of what we like as well, because a lot of children don't get to leave Baltimore. Like a lot of families don't leave Baltimore. But it's it's fun. It's the fun stuff. We like to find all of the fun education. There's a lesson in everything, even if it's at Sky Zone. There's a physical education there. You know what I mean? We teach about draining the lymphatic system and things like that. Why it's important to bounce. You know what I mean? It's a stress relief. It's and it's good fun. It's good fun. You know what I mean? And it boosts those healthy, happy feelings on the inside of the children, and that's why they love it so much. But I love it so much too. So I get to go too.
Yeah, I would say our children are very happy. The students, they're quite natural too. They'll let you know like what kind of things they're interested in, and they work hard to achieve any goals that they have. So
they do.
I am happy to see that. And so like especially the play.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
I'm just gonna say, honestly, I've seen some children who say they can act, but this play was such high quality. I was totally taken aback. I was very amazed at it. Sorry, we have some ginger syrup that we can add to our tea.
It makes our tea nice and spicy, so it gives it this floral, spicy note. It's very good.
Interesting. Have to be careful with the scripts. But yeah, so going back to it, I would say that when you told me that the students were putting on a play, I said, okay, that sounds cute. It's all right. But what I didn't realize was that the students created the script themselves. So they came up with it. Can you speak to that a little bit?
So, Cahill Recreation Center has a performance theater, and I was doing we were doing creative arts there. I had 2 creative arts there. I had a science program and then another creative arts program, but then they have a performance theater. And so the director was like, you guys interested, you know anybody to do plays? Like, And I called up my good friend Sky, Meridian Sky, and I said, Sky, you ever put on a play? She like, no. I said, you want to put on a play? She like, sure. I'm like, all right. So like, it was a first for everybody. It was the theater's first time using, it was Cahill's first time using the theater for a play.
Aww.
It was our first time putting on a play.
It was a beautiful setting.
Sky did an amazing job with that. Like, I asked a question and Sky pulled it off. And yeah, the families, the children were rocking and rolling with it. They showed up for a theater class for 7 months straight.
Wow. And they memorized their lines.
That was a fabulous production. It was so good.
Amazing. I'm like, you guys are really working hard on this. It's not,
It was so good, man.
They worked together. They met on their own and they memorized those lines and put on that play.
Yes. And we were asked, and they keep asking for us to come back. So a week later, we went, I think it was the Towson Black Theater. Forgive me if I can't think of which one. I want to say it's Towson Black Theater.
I know it was affiliated with the university.
Yeah. So we put on an encore performance, just a snippet of it in the park the very next week. And now we are being asked to put on another performance by another organization. So we can speak to that once we get the final details. But yeah, another big organization wants us to do an excerpt of the play. So it was like, that play was awesome. The children were awesome. The families were awesome. Like, it was, they were committed. Like, everybody was committed.
Yeah, they brought some things from home. They all, they owned their costumes. They owned their
created the set. Like, it was, we had community members who helped create the set. Sky came in with her team of people Like her artists who helped build the set from the asteroids to the rockets to, we had face painting by the wonderful Paris Simone, who came in and gave us our Afro-futuristic look. So Journey to Ngozo Saba was wonderful. It was so good, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. So again, look again.
Yes, as in the play, they noticed that basically the way it was set up the first time was that each play would kind of like introduce or evaluate one principle of Kwanzaa. And I'm like, oh, they're gonna have like 6 more plays, like but we'll see.
Yes, sweet.
Yeah, so we'll see how it develops.
But yeah, so that was a huge part of what we did, and then another huge thing that we did was have intergenerational yoga down in Cherry Hill, down in Middle Branch Recreation Center. Michelle Stafford led our intergenerational yoga, where we had our homeschool scholars along with some community members who just signed up for the class. And it was all ages. And it was a very good class because the children, I don't know, it was just great to be in there, and how the children were interacting with the seniors and the seniors were interacting with the children. But then we had adult daycares there, then there was a daycare that came through, so it was just like different ages at different times coming through. And yeah, Michelle just, she make it rock with all ages. Like we had yoga with basketballs, yoga with ropes. It was really great. So those are the kinds of things that I like about Jamii, because like everything that we do in all of the programs that we have, like all of the referrals are word of mouth. Everybody is word of mouth. They heard about Jamii some kind of way. Like it really is community led. Like it's community driven. Like everybody who collaborates, anybody who does anything is of the community. You know what I mean? It's of the community of people that I'm directly in touch with, or somebody who knows somebody who knew somebody who knows somebody. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so that's how, like, that's the great thing about it. That's what I like about Jamii. Like it really holds up to its name of community leadership. Yeah,
I'm actually amazed at how quickly like word of mouth can spread and how effective it is. Because every year I'm just being introduced to new parents and new members who are curious about Jamii, want to work with Jamii or collaborate on a project. And it just provides me with like that fresh motivation to like keep going, keep moving, and just to see just the beautiful things that happen. Honestly, when did Jamii start?
The nonprofit was started in 2021. But like the work that I do, I've been doing it long before Jamii. Like, so I had an in-home family daycare, and again, all of my parents were word of mouth. I probably had at least 100 families that we served from 2006 to 2020 from my house. So, and it's just like, again, that's how everything started, like word of mouth. But providing safe care, quality care. Parents feel safe. The children feel safe. We have fun. We make our own meals, homemade meals. The kids, are eating healthy foods. The parents are eating healthy food because it's important for parents to eat, well, to model the behavior they want their children to see.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
But like, I don't know. It's it's just what we do. It's just what we do. So again, the JLI started in 2020. JLA, the homeschool started in the year of, we started that in the year of COVID.
The year of COVID.
We was not sending the babies back.
Yes. Actually, at that time, I was a teacher in the Baltimore City school system. And I had just put in my leave for, I had put in for sabbatical. And I got approved for sabbatical. It's like, yes, I get a year to work on my academic work, and I'll return after this year. Just to find out that COVID is happening, the world is shutting down, and now I'm at home with my beautiful children all day, every day for a whole year. So I am I realized just I'm a different kind of teacher. So like I love my children, but you know, teaching them is not my forte. Yeah. But that's okay.
And
though.
That's cool. Like because sometimes they, you know.
Yeah. But one thing I say, I'm glad that we did meet up so that we could provide services for other students.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because it was fun. We did have virtual and have homeschool that first 2020, 2021 year. It was fun.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of support. When we always do, like Jamii always have a lot of community support, like from other organizations to, you know, other people that I meet and we collaborate on things. Sky and I met vending. We were side by side vending. I was vending New Light. She was vending her mom is an artist as well. You know, her mom is a very creative artist as well and a teacher. She does she does a million and one things, but either way, you know, side by side, that's how me and Sky met. And so we would go from vending side by side to putting on plays. You know what I mean?
This is gorgeous.
You know, we have art teachers who come through, you know, who's come through. Parents who, you know, supported us in the summer school, in the summer camp. We did a million and one, we did so many things. We do so many things.
That's very true.
So many things.
I'm kind of amazed by that as well, because I would like to think of myself as a homebody. And sometimes I wonder, I'm like, oh, are my kids actually getting the activity that they need to be functioning adults that are, you know, contributing to society? But with Jamii, everything kind of works together. We get out there. We're, you know, in the neighborhoods. We're picking trips. We're learning new things. We're here. We're there. And it's beautiful experience.
Like, people always just want, like, they see what we do and they just want to just give us so many more things. And so, like, down to, like, food distribution. Gabrielle's Place, Mama House, they provide food in the community. And so once a month there's a big food pantry. And then I want to say it's Tuesdays or Wednesdays. But they provide food to my families who sign up. Yeah, so they, you know, so my families can have food, you know, whenever they need it, but also like anybody in the community. I partner with Plantation Parkhouse Urban Farm.
It's a beautiful spot, by the way.
Yeah, they always are contributing, you know, food to we rarely have to do a whole lot of coming out for groceries and expenses, because like we do a lot of vegan cooking, you know, vegetable cooking. So not a whole lot of meat, not a whole lot of dairy and things like that. Always fresh foods, not processed foods and things like that. So it's always a joy to have these food pantries contribute and donate to our homeschool collective, or our, you know, when we're doing feeding our families, our parents and things like that for community night and stuff like that. Like it's really cool to have. It's good that, you know, we have these things for our parents, because a lot of parents don't have access to food or don't even know where to go. So
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, so I like having access to resources so I can tell people, you know, like there's food at, you know, Johnston Square Farm or Oliver Community Farm or, you know, Park Heights Plantation. Like the only thing I think sometimes is like people having access to transportation to get it. And that's a separate issue, but the help is there. You know what I mean? Shoot, Catherine's Family Youth Services, she's in the Park Heights, she's in the Park Heights neighborhood, always is, you know, doing food pantry. So, House of Diamonds, like there's always food and access. There's food for everybody. And our folks just need to, you know where it is and be able to get there.
Understood. I remember at one point, even Jamii was providing transportation services for students to get to school. And also helping young kids to like get to, the students from the homeschool to get to some of the field trips that we've been on. Can you speak to some of those long distance trips that we've gone on, or things, what kind of interactions that we do? Because one thing I will say, not all of the trips are just for fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how would you explain that?
So like the So the transportation service, so like the local transportation services was, we started that when Kip moved from Green Spring and Woodland. I was, again, I had the after school program, and the children that were across the street, my parents was like, Miss Tanya, what's happening? Because my kids kept moving. What you doing?
Yeah. So their elementary, middle school moved from one building to.
So then they
far
moved,
away from town.
Yeah. So when they moved up to the junction, you know, they still wanted their children to stay with me. So I'm like, all right. So I started transporting a small amount of children. And then I partnered with another company who had a bigger bus service. To do like the corner pickup, like kind of like the county school bus service. With you know, we have a certain pickup spot. You can be here by a certain time, and then we get the children to school. And then eventually that turned into me the next year or the year after that, me starting my own drivers and things like that. Because then we went to 5 or 6 different schools at that time.
Wow.
So we had drivers, we had children from different schools and pickup times. And again, these are parents of the children who I already had. And then that grew from the children I already had to, again, word of mouth. Kip is a huge supporter. I love my Kip family. All of my children went to Kip. When Kip came to Baltimore many moons ago, all my children went. But that's how it all started. And then it just grew from there. And it was just important for us to get the kids safely from that side of town or wherever they were to the new location up in the junction. A lot of parents were anxious about the move. They didn't want their children, they couldn't get the children, one, because of work schedules and whatever else issues that they had with transportation, getting their children back and forth to school, picking them up or dropping them off, or either way, vice versa. They needed one way or both ways. We was there, and again, like it was just a safety issue. The children were safe with me. They knew that I wasn't going to get them, back and forth. They didn't have to worry about anything, and we did door to door. We pick them up from home, take them back home.
That's beautiful.
Pick them up in the morning. Everybody had a pickup time. And then in the afternoon, everybody go home. And we even stuck around for like, if your child had after school activities or played sports and things like that. So that was important for the local aspect. The out of town trips, the bigger trips, the longer trips to DC, trips to Massachusetts, Virginia, trips to New Jersey. Those trips we outsourced different transportation companies. We did T&T transportation, board and transportation, and then we even had our own driver for for the New Jersey trip. So we had a couple of out of town trips that was important. And even though, so for example, the trip to New Jersey, that was a long trip, but that was a trip to Diggerland. And Diggerland is to learn about infrastructure and how the structure of your city is built, and they have different machines. They let the children operate forklifts and all the things that you need to do to build a street, tear up a street, all those wonderful things for the infrastructure of the streets. And we never went to the one, and we didn't go back in the summertime because they were talking about the waterways in the summertime. But the other one, we did go to the infrastructure where you can drive the tractors and things like that.
I appreciate that trip because for the younger ones especially, who are always curious about things but may not be able to participate because they're too young for certain things, it was really done well to see, they were able to drive.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, look at them. It's really, and it sparked that curiosity, it sparked that interest. They're asking me questions about engineering and how does this work and what's the purpose of that. It's just all the wonderful things you want children to do and be interested in. So
and what kids love? Dirt.
Yes, indeed.
I get to go dig in the dirt for real with machines.
Lovely.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, they came back home a little dirty. A little bit.
But I mean, those things are important. Those things are important. So, where we see it, everything is a teachable moment. Everything is a teachable moment. It's not a trip that we have where we're not learning anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? STEM and Skate, it's a wonderful program that Skate Zone holds once a month. But you get a STEM lesson and then you get to skate. You know what I mean? 4 hours. You get a 45-minute STEM lesson and then you get to skate for an hour and a half for under $20. Like, you know what I mean? So it's good fun. It's educational fun. And all the children love to skate. You get pizza and a drink.
Yeah, I think it's great. That also is another example of it, because the kids, they know what skating is, or they'll see what it is. But in the STEM lessons, they really learn like how a roller skate works, or
friction and motion.
Mm-hmm, they're talking about these scientific terms, these terms about physics, and they get to mingle with other students,
other homeschool scholars. Yes, yeah. And then the one I did enjoy, they get to take the skate apart, and then they put it back together. So that's really cool. You know what I mean? Because if you got skates at home, now you know all of the parts of the skate. You know how to put it together, how to take it apart, why this works like this, and why you need that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, in my day they called it tinkering.
Not tinkering.
Just a little bit.
Good and well, them kids can be like, back in your day, Mister.
I know. Don't be talking about me. This is how I was raised. But
did they have tools? Or did you use a rock?
All those babies. But yeah, so that was another thing. But there was also one trip where we went to Virginia to explore Luray Caverns.
Oh, that was so much fun. The children were anxious to find out how far under Earth they were.
They thought they were going in the mines of the planet. Diving down.
We're in the center of the Earth. No.
But it was a wonderful experience.
It was a great experience. They learned that you can't touch the rocks because it does something to change the formation or something. Because
they have a whole ecology down there.
So they learned a lot in that trip. It was cold too. It was colder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, and it was interesting. They could look and these shapes, and even the design of the rocks was very
how
unique.
They naturally form. Yeah, how they naturally form.
Yeah, it's not like they had an artist to be down there saying, I'm going to make something special. Like, no, this is a natural formations. There was water that was naturally provided.
Man. Yeah.
And they had sections marked off, like you can't really go here, but you can like look and see what happens.
Yeah, the kids enjoyed that trip. We all enjoyed that trip. It was my first time going too, so it was a good trip. I do want to go back.
Yeah,
I would like to go back.
So anyway, I'm just saying it was a great experience.
We've done many things. And even down to the local stuff, like doing the local parks and the museums and things like that. Like those things are good for them to know about their hometown, because again, some of them don't visit the museum as often because everybody thinks museums are boring.
Not true.
But like the BMA was a cool trip, and they have a very good exhibit in there, and like just all of the cool artifacts and the architecture around the building and inside and outside. Yeah. The kids did enjoy both the inside and the outside garden, and mingling with other homeschoolers.
Yeah. It was really interesting also because we even tapped into like a geography lesson while we were there to see the art and culture from one type of artwork or display to another one, just to see the different sections of the museum and just compare them and be like, why does this look different than that? what motivates a person to create something this way. And the BMA is special because they also have a very large section where the children can actually like touch and interact with different textiles and machinery and things, just to discover different types of art.
Yeah, I do like that about the BMA. I like that one. Yeah. But like again, exposure, you know, just exposing them just to different things, different spaces and places, different ways of learning, letting them know that we all don't learn the same way.
That's true.
Teaching them how to be patient with themselves.
Absolutely. That self-awareness I've learned is very important for the children, especially because some of them struggle with that understanding. Like, they may be very hard on themselves independently, and we gotta teach them, like, take your time, relax, even through the yoga, and just
be kind to yourself.
Be kind
to
yourself. Be
patient with yourself.
Absolutely.
Be easy with yourself.
One way that the students achieve that is through a partnership with Culture Aerobics. Can you speak on that a bit?
Oh my goodness. Miss Charlene Jones and them, she be having them kids in the kids boot camp.
yes.
Oh man, they be out there. She be tearing them up out there.
I would say she's a master of getting out all the wiggles.
All the wiggles.
All wiggles.
I mean, their little legs be noodles by the time she finished. But they be out there getting it though.
They love it.
And then they, you know, it keeps them calm. Charlene is fun. You know, she's firm, but she's fun. You know what I mean? She's always showing up for the children, always doing what she needs to do to help them understand the importance of getting back to what she calls the God body. You know what I mean? Just the importance of keeping yourself well physically, you know, not just mentally and emotionally, but, you know, physical is important too. Because you want to feel good, you know, you want your body to feel good. Like for the, you know, our staff and team, like we've had Jamii boot camps on Sundays, you know, at the gym.
Ooh, buddy.
With Charlene.
Yes, and she really goes in, and I appreciate how she works with those who are not inclined to run as fast or move as much. She always
provides modifications, but she daggone sure gonna be on your back for sure.
That is true.
In your modifications, she gonna be on your back, but that's what you need. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, like, what you show up for?
There will be a definite change in your systems.
It's important. And I like collabing with Charlene because again, what she does is in alignment with what we do, you know, and providing our community with wellness. You know, teaching them how to do a modified push-up. You don't have to do 100 squats. You know what I mean? The seniors can do, you know, I don't know, upper body sitting in a chair. Or you can do, you know, abs sitting in a chair. Like, she really tailors it to your specific body type, you know what I mean, and what you need. So, again, in alignment with what we do. We don't do a blanketed thing for everybody. You know what I mean? What we do is specific to this family and that family. And, you know, we do some things in a general sense when we're doing group activity and, you know, we're holding class or we're doing community events and things like that. But individually is how we feel we reach people better.
Yeah, no, I think that's amazing.
And Charlene's good with that. She's good with that. So,
you know, in our last few minutes, I do want to give a shout out to Ebony Johnson because
our CFO.
Yes, I appreciate Ebony Johnson because she also, at one point in time, provided some services with the kids as well.
Yes, financial fingertips, and you know, teaching the kids about the importance of financial wellness. Financial wellness is important because if you're not financially well, sometimes you ain't mentally well. And if you ain't mentally well, you ain't physically well. It is all a trickle-down effect. It is all a ripple, I'm telling
Absolutely.
y'all. But financial wellness is important, and if you teach it to the children young, then you won't have, hopefully you won't have struggling adults.
Absolutely. And it's something too to speak on for those who are, I'll say the teenagers, like the older teenagers who are just starting to think about entering the workforce or getting their learner's permit or working on how to get that job, like either their first job or maybe a more secure job. Maybe it's something that leads to their career. And there's a lot to consider before they make those life decisions at a young age. So I just appreciate that. Ebony, she works well with students, especially introducing it when they're young, and had some really nice fun games for them.
Yeah,
to kind of like
the fun game.
Oh
man, what was it? What was the one game? The one game was Exact Change. Then she had we always played the Monopoly, Monopoly Junior. But it was the specific money game. That she played with them. But we used to always play the grocery game all the time. Give them play money and a grocery list.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that, if nothing else, learn how to count your money. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And how to get your change
and
back.
how to get your, count your money, learn how to read. You don't want nobody reading for you. Yep. They can tell you anything. You know what I mean? Tell you anything. You don't want nobody count your money for you. Tell you anything. But you want to know for yourself, and that's what we always try to teach and stress the importance of, like, knowing for yourself. Don't just go by what anybody say. Not Miss Tanya, not anybody. Like, learn for know for yourself. I can tell you something, but still go research it. Know it for yourself. Understand it for yourself. Get your own understanding.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But yeah, our CFO, she be out here doing them numbers.
Yeah, she's really good with that. So just to wrap things up, I want to ask you, if there were someone who wanted to donate or contribute to Jamii Leadership in any way, how would they go about doing that? Because I do recognize that Jamii is a nonprofit organization. So, I mean, how do you get funding?
So, funding, we are a service-based nonprofit. So a lot of our funding is, from private funders, people who pay for the services. We have been fortunate to be granted a few grants to help us with operations, funding through our different partnerships to keep to keep our programs going, like with Rex and Parks and things like that. But yeah. The community. If you would like to donate, you can go to our website at www.jamii, leadershipinc.org, and you can scroll down and click the donate button, and you can donate whatever you want directly to us. You can also go into any M&T banks that say that you would like to donate to Jamii Leadership Incorporated as well. And we can give you you'll get a tax exempt slip. So,
okay. So you can go walk into the bank and just say, hey, I'd like to donate to this nonprofit. Okay.
Yep, as long as you got our name and
Jamii
Leadership Incorporated. Yep. And then if you go to the website, there's a button on there to donate.
Awesome. Awesome. So we can find you online, huh?
Yeah, you can find me online. We're also on social media on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not real active with posting on there.
It's okay.
And we're building a team for that as well. But we are on social media. Jamii Leadership Inc., Jamii Leadership Academy, New Light Herbal Healing is also on there as well. And you can find all of our partners on our website. So on our website, there's a page for partners and collaborators, and you'll find all our partners there. And then you click the link and you can go to our partners pages as well.
All right. Well, I, for one, totally support Jamii Leadership.
Thank you.
Grateful for the time you spent with us today.
Thank you.
So,
tea was great. Thanks, Couples Tea House.
Absolutely. Couples Tea House for the win. I totally recommend it. I may be visiting them soon.
Lavender peach rose tea. Like, no, that tea was great.
It's amazing. I'm still drinking it. It's totally amazing.
Yes.
So, peach rose. Ooh.
Yeah, very good.
With no caffeine as well. So, you can have it any time of day.
Yes, yes. So, it's very good. Very good.
Anyway, so I want to say thank you all for joining us. We are grateful to have you. Thank you to Jamii Leadership for joining us as well.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes. So, hope to see you soon in our next episode of Tea Time with Tamar. Have a beautiful, wonderful day.
Peace. This tea was awesome.